So I'd just like to start out this video by saying a special thanks to all of the people that have commented on our recent videos. It really does mean a lot, and thanks very much for all of the great comments we've been getting. And also just want to say a special thank you to all our new subscribers to the channel, and certainly to all our old and existing subscribers who have stuck with us along the way. So thanks very much for that, guys. It's much appreciated. So we've also been getting a few comments on Rewa and people just asking how she's going. She's doing pretty well. When we were in Christchurch, we managed to get some drops for her, some homeopathic drops that we put in her food twice a day, and they've really helped her out quite considerably. Actually, she's seems to be quite a bit brighter, and not quite so lethargic like she was. So they seem to be doing really well. And since we put her on the science diet, I think it was called, through the vet, her sort of gastro sort of issues have calmed down quite a lot too, which is great for all of us actually, because she's not gassing us out of the caravan anymore. So that's also really good. But she definitely does have some symptoms of the Cushing's disease, which she has got, and there's not much we can do about that. We can just try and give her a bit of support along the way, but unfortunately there's no cure for it. So yeah, but other than that, no, she's doing well. She is getting showing quite obsessive sort of traits now though. So in the morning, she basically has her breakfast, and then all she wants to do is to hop into the tow vehicle, or the ute that we call it here in New Zealand. That's all she wants to do, and it doesn't matter if there's a frost outside and it's beautiful and warm and the heater going in the caravan, she still just wants to hop in the ute.
Do you want to go in the ute? You want to go in the ute? You want to go back in the ute?
You know, pretty much we put her in there, and if that's her happy place, well, that's her happy place, you know, so there's not much we can do about it. But then, you know, you'll let her out for a drink and a wee, and then all she wants to do is hop back in there again. So it's just one of those things that we've got to accept, unfortunately, and if that's where she's the happiest, then that's fine. She can sit in there on the back seat and curl up and go to sleep, and yeah, that's the way it is, unfortunately.
Those feelings
And so we stayed in Westport at the NZMCA camp, which is right down by the beach, and it's actually a really nice spot. And while we were experiencing quite a bit of showery sort of weather and some reasonably strong gusty sort of winds while we were there, it is quite sheltered in that camping spot there in the NZMCA camp. So yeah, it is quite a good spot actually to hunker down for a few days, and it's all hard stand as well, so you're not stepping out onto to wet grass or mud. Yeah, so pretty much the whole time we were in Westport, it was quite showery and not great weather. We did manage to get out and have a bit of a look around the town between showers, and there is quite a nice walk also just next to the NZMCA camp there, so you can go for quite a nice sort of walk around there, take the dog for a walk. We did also manage to go and visit the museum while we were there, and it's somewhere that we went 3 years ago, the last time we were here, and quite enjoyed it in there. They have like a mock-up coal mine sort of scene in the very back of it. Unfortunately, it was dark, so I couldn't really do much filming in there. But it is really interesting, and it sort of goes over the coal mining in the area, and up on the Denniston Plateau it talked about that as well. Oh, well, that was really interesting, and if you are in Westport, I definitely recommend going to the coal museum there. It's well worth it. And so from Westport we had hoped to take you back up to the Denniston Plateau, but looking at the weather, it certainly wasn't going to be a viable sort of week to do that really. A lot of showers and rain coming in and some quite strong winds, so certainly up on the plateau it would be a pretty miserable place to be, I would think. And we were planning also on going up to the Gentilani Motor Camp, which is further up the west coast, heading up towards Karamea. And we were planning on staying at the Gentilani camp for possibly a week. But then looking at the weather, like the long range forecast was pretty much like it is here at the moment, you know, where it's showers pretty much every day, some quite windy sort of days, and really not a good time to be getting out and doing any filming. So really we've decided against going up there, and we're going to head to Murchison instead. And it does look a bit finer there. We'll have a couple of nights in Murchison and then head to Nelson. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame we weren't able to go up there, but unfortunately that's just the way it is, and sometimes on the west coast of the South Island they do tend to get that type of weather. So anyway, we've decided to not go there. We'll make our way to Nelson, stay there for a couple of nights, wait out the next band of rain that's coming in on the Wednesday, and then we'll head over to Takaka and have a look over there and maybe spend a bit more time in Takaka. So and so we had a nice couple of days there in Murchison. The NZMZA camp is right next to town, so if you happen to want to go in for a drink at the pub or a meal or something, it is literally, I don't know, 100 metres or something from town. So a really great little spot there, and we had a couple of really nice nights staying there in the camp. Unfortunately, it was over the King's birthday weekend here in New Zealand, and so some of the places I wanted to see in Murchison were obviously closed, so that was a bit of a shame. There's quite an interesting looking place of collectibles and rusty wrecks and bits and pieces just outside the camp, and it looked quite an interesting place to go and have a look at, but unfortunately that was on the Monday of King's birthday weekend, so it was closed. Yeah, and then after Murchison we headed through to Richmond, which is just outside of Nelson, and spent a couple of days there. On the Wednesday there was some bad weather coming in across most of the country really, and it was going to be gusting to about 70 kilometres an hour, so it was a good opportunity just to go to a camp, stay there, hook up to power, and then we don't have to worry about not getting any solar in or any of those sort of issues, and then we can watch TV or do some editing and bits and pieces. So that was a good spot to stay for a couple of nights, yeah, that was pretty much it for this video, unfortunately. So sorry this one's a bit of a shorter one. The next video is going to be coming over here to Takaka, and so it'll be on tackling the Takaka Hill, which many of you would have come over, you know, lots of times, but others have heard all sorts of stories about it. So I can hopefully put a few of those rumours to bed and show you it's not so bad, but maybe I'll leave that until we've actually done it. So yeah, thanks very much for watching the video. Sorry it's a bit shorter than normal, but yeah, if you've enjoyed the content, please give it a thumbs up and look at subscribing to the channel, would be much appreciated. And until the next one, we will see you later. See ya.